Good morning, I'm meteorologist Mike Seidel. We are back in Miami, downtown area, the Brickell section right off the Miami River. And we are taking probably the worst of the weather right now in Florida, but that's going to change. And it's going to shift over to the West Coast as we get into later this morning and certainly this afternoon. 8 a.m. update. Irma's moving west-northwest, so it's pulling away, going across the Keys. It's going to go up the West Coast and finally bend in somewhere. Can't say exactly where it's going to make landfall, but it really doesn't matter. The impacts are going to be the same. We're going to have a tremendous storm surge. Destructive winds, if not catastrophic, with wind gusts well up over 100 miles an hour. We've gusted here in South Florida, 100 plus miles away from the center, upwards of 75 to 80 miles an hour. So you can imagine what that eye wall is going to be like. Blowing me down the street here, these winds are sustained 45 to 50 right now. And the unrelenting rain, and I can hear the whistle and the roar of the wind. And every now and then you get some of these higher gusts that just slam right into your back. Remember the tornado threat. We've had a couple of warnings today. Some of these are water spouts that come in. They put out marine warnings. And then as these cells move on shore, they'll put out the tornado warnings. Now that is a pretty healthy gust right there. That's going to be 60 plus. Wow. Look at the visibility, how it goes down when it's raining this hard and blowing this hard. Wow. This is some storm this morning. By the way, power is going out. Miami-Dade County right now, about a third of Florida Power and Lake customers without power. Downtown, we still have lights on. Power down here is underground, but that doesn't mean it won't go out. In fact, the general manager at the hotel last night, we talked to him around 10 o'clock, and he was pretty certain that the power would go out, but it hasn't so far. Let's go back to Atlanta. We've got yet another tornado warning here in South Florida.
Georgia. Mike Seidel in Miami. Take it away.
Okay, Dr. Postel, we appreciate all your hard work, and along with the rest of the experts back at the Weather Channel, keeping us updated, everybody updated. And by the way, if your power goes out, hopefully it won't, but a lot of you will lose power, you can catch us on the Local Now app and on weather.com. We're streaming live through Monday morning, and we're going to be back here after a break from downtown Miami. Paul Goodlow back in Naples. Later on today, Stephanie Abrams, Jim Cantori, Chris Bruin in Fort Myers, Bradenton, and Tampa, Florida, in line for some of the worst of Hurricane Irma. Right now, though, winds plowing through South Florida. We've had tornado warnings and gusts up over hurricane force. We'll go to a break, and we'll come right back as we take the brunt of Irma in downtown Miami. Woo. Wow. Got to be someplace over 65, maybe 70 miles an hour. Unrelenting out here.
Mike Seidel continues to battle hurricane force gusts at times up to 70 to 75 miles per hour with sustained winds in the 40 to 50 mile per hour range. And with each rain band that comes in, you can see on the radar to the right, that's where some of those strongest wind gusts are located. So we'll be seeing an increase of wind as those rain bands move in, perhaps gusting to 70 to 80 miles per hour. That concern will continue for a couple of more hours as Irma continues to pummel right now parts of the Florida Keys and then soon into southwest Florida with lots of storm surge and destructive winds. We'll be right back with all the coverage on Irma.
But it doesn't mean the other side, the east side, is without impacts. Let's head to my friend, my colleague, Mike Seidel, who's in the Miami area. And Mike, you guys have been lashed last night, overnight, and even this morning with a tropical storm, even at times hurricane-force wind gusts, not to mention all the rain you're getting pelted with.
Yes, indeed, Paul. All of the above. There goes another gust. That's got to be pushing 70 miles an hour. When I have to kind of lower the center of gravity, and my center of gravity is not much to speak of. The wind is blowing the rainwater from east to west. This is about all we've seen come down so far. Whoa. That's a palm frond, and that's about all that's come down. But did you ever wonder? Oh, hang on. My gosh.
Mike Seidel in Miami, Florida is battling tropical storm force winds right now, gusting between 60 and 70 miles per hour from the best available data that we can find in and around the area. As Hurricane Irma
Apologies. The wind is roaring out here. We're still gusting to hurricane force, still getting the heavy rainfall, knocking out power across Miami-Dade now. About 40% of customers without power, of about 1.2 million. So down here, we still have, the lights are still on. The power down here is underground, but that doesn't mean we'll lose power. Here comes somebody up in a vehicle. This is the first person we've seen all morning driving in this. I'm not sure what they're thinking. Well, now they're going to back up here. And I guess they've decided that it's better to back up and not come out here. You should stay home and shelter in place. This is not the kind of day you want to be driving around. We've got our protection here. I come out in the elements with a live shot, and we shoot you early. We go back behind the building where there's no wind or no rain. But that wind is fierce, coming right across Miami Beach, Port Miami, where all the cruise ships have left town for good reason, and then right down here into the Brickell section of downtown Miami. You're looking out now is the water from the bay getting blown up the Miami River. You're looking from west to east, east to west. But so far, no surge getting into the lawn areas around these buildings. Now the waves are crashing on the bulkhead and the seawalls, and there's overwash and spray, but we certainly haven't had a 5-foot surge down here based on where the water was last night. Maybe 2, maybe 3 feet, but that's it. Now earlier we were predicting a 10-foot surge, but fortunately for us here, it's not going to verify because the track has changed over the past couple days, which is horrible news for our friends over on the west coast of Florida, Naples, Fort Myers, all the way up to Tampa Bay. One spot that's going to get hit hard, a small little fishing village, Cedar Key. It sticks right out of the Gulf of Mexico, and it's going to take the fury of Irma later today, not to say the Tampa Bay, and all these areas with piling the water up are going to have a big issue with surge and destructive winds. Now, we've had wind gusts here at 75, 80 miles an hour hurricane force, but over there we're going to have wind gusts in excess of 100 miles an hour, and that is going to cause damage. And as Florida Power and Light has said, we'll quote them, this is going to be a multi-week power restoration project. So some of you may be without power for a week or more. We hope you have the supplies you need, the batteries that we've, the hurricane kit that we suggested you put together. We've had plenty of warning on this one. So Irma is finally making that fateful turn, heading up to the Keys now. Key West underwater, we've seen some of that. I posted some video on my Twitter if you want to see what it looks like in Key West. It's underwater. They took the eye wall, the eye down there. Now it's going to come right up the west coast and throw them the same kind of weather they've had in the Florida Keys. Here in downtown Miami, though, it's going to blow like a while. You can see on the radar, there's a lot of these tropical bands rotating in. Now, if you think about it, with the direction northwest and north, the center of expansive. We're getting these kind of winds more than 100 miles away, and the wind field's going to expand as we go on through today and tonight. We've even got tropical storm warnings up as far north as the Atlanta area. I think we're going over to the west coast now. Either that, Paul Goodlow on the west coast, or Ray Post down the studio. Take it away, guys.
I'll take it from you, Mike. I'm Paul Goodlow here in Naples, Florida.